Oh, we on the air?
Good evening. Yes, sir.
Oh, snap. Look at Chris in the studio.
It ain't a real mic yet. I'm just practicing.
All right, he ain't got the professional setup. Look at him.
It ain't connected yet, but I'm working on it. Look, I still got the XLR cable just dangling.
Well, you look somewhat official.
Yeah, let me go and grab my phone. I'll be right back. Put my attire on. Get out of this little bungalow I got over here. We back. We in the studio. I'm about to bust some rhymes down. You know. Cause we live, we in color. You see what it is. It's the quiet storm. You know, it's Ask a Black Man Anything. It's Chris Davis coming live to your studio. You know, baby, I was just thinking about you. Boy, I tell you what. And just so y'all know, this mic is not hooked up, just for the record. I just want it for the ambiance. I want to see how it looks. See how I like it, I paid for it, so I might as well just see how it's supposed to work. And I still haven't gotten any of the equipment that I want to have, but that's okay. That's all right. That's okay. Y'all gonna work for us one day. Actually, you should sing that chant at Morehouse when I was a student and we were losing our football games. Anyways, let me go ahead and get this out of my way. Good evening. I don't say great evening, but good evening. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Ask a Black Man Anything. We are excited and happy to see you here. I would say ping some of your friends, but here's what I won't, because you can't really ping, but share this on your social medias. Invite a couple of your friends to come and join this show with us tonight, the Ask a Black Man Anything show. I am Chris Davis in Atlanta, Georgia, by way of Buffalo, New York. And I am a two-time published author. I am an entrepreneur. I own a virtual staffing agency here in the Atlanta metro area. And I am a single dad, once married, once divorced. And I hope, it is my solemn hope, to only be divorced once and to never do that twice. We come to you every single night. Yeah, I know he looks really weird, but he decided to be Dapper Dawn tonight. That's how it looked like. But Dapper Dawn is, that's how he comes. Oh, well, nice. Let's go. At any rate, so that's me. I'm in my skin. I don't know if you saw. You looking? It's not connected, just for the record. I'm sure you can
I
tell.
know clearly.
but, but it looks good, for ambiance. I just wanted to try this little setup and see how it looked. See if
Are,
it will be. Say what?
are you at home?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the single woman detector?
No.
Whenever the smoke detector is beeping.
Oh, you talking about my what's the name? You hear the I ain't changed the battery. I actually just noticed it, ironically. So because it hasn't it's the first time it's gone off. I actually had like a small fire the other day in the
Really?
house.
In the
Yeah,
kitchen?
like so quick story. Um I made some got some soup from Sam's. I made it and then set it to the side after I ate what I wanted to eat. Cut the stove off, and then I go back, and my son had a friend over, and all that I know is when I went to the back, I just hear the smoke alarm going off. I mean, all of them. So I'm like, come out the room, and I go to the front. I'm like, I see the smoke, and his friend is standing at the stove, and it's a fire coming from the stove, and I'm like, is this boy trying to set my house on fire? So my son says that wasn't the case. It is what it is. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So that's the first time I actually heard that. And I'll get the 9 volt.
That's
I'll
like
get
it
the
going
9 volt.
off.
Yeah.
That's what we call the single woman indicator. Oh,
Yeah.
you ain't got no man around, huh? Well, how you know? Because
Your smoke detector keep going on.
your
But
smoke
yeah, that's
detector sugar.
guarantee you call me next week Thursday, you won't hear that. So that's easy. Just change the battery out. Actually, that's how old is that battery? 2 years
At least a
maybe.
couple. Yeah, a
Would,
couple
would
years.
you be able to do that right now?
Right. He talking about next week. Like, nigga, you need to turn your camera off and go change or pull the battery out now.
Nope, I'm gonna let y'all suffer. Suffer.
Well, it's not just us; it's the audience.
Nah.
Where's everybody at? They not pulling up. Everybody pulling up fashionably late.
This is
Uh-oh.
nothing new.
Wes is in the building.
Pull up on me.
Good evening.
What up, Wes? Well, I guarantee Wes is gonna have some audio issues.
Yeah,
What?
right there it goes.
Guarantee.
Never
Not
fails.
at all. Not at all. I just had it on mute.
Wes, I need you to fix your microphone, okay? Because I don't got my microphone. Shannon has his microphone.
But you
Colin has it.
can't hear my microphone?
Even though mine's not connected, we still have
Yeah,
a
we hear
microphone.
you, Wes.
Oh man.
Mine's not connected, but I have one.
I see you. I see you in the building.
Look, Wes, he got. You can always tell the newbies when they got the whole pop filter with the. They got the whole flexible pop filter. And they're
Right.
like, oh, you can always say, okay, you knew. You won't need that pop filter.
Listen, I had my son.
I mean, I know you want to keep it because it makes you feel like the investment and you bought some shit.
Man, this thing was a dub. So
doesn't matter. You're gonna be like,
I'm not attached to
my
it.
pop filter out here because I'm gonna be spitting bars.
Facts, and I needed to catch my spit. It ain't even connected. So, like I said, it's just actually. Let me get it out that top of that shot there. Yeah, it's not connected now. Anyways, good evening. Yeah, let me go and kill that. Y'all take that real quick. I'm gonna try and figure out which one of the three it is.
We got Colin Bob Barker's in the house. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right.
Who is our next contestant?
Come on. A new car.
That was my show. Start watching that 3-4 years old. We'll get our box of cereal. We'll get the cereal and bring it, sit right back in front of the TV and watch Price is Right.
Spin the wheel, baby. Hit that 100. Because I would always think that if I had to spin that wheel, I would hit it. I always said, man, you guys, and when and I think it's because whenever I saw somebody spin it, I say, you spun it too hard. Oh, that's not enough. Because you got to go around once. It has to cross past, and I'll be like, oh, you went too far. And I always was accurate when they went too far, they went too short. So that always gave me this false sense of bravado, made me feel like if I was up there, I'd spin that sucker perfectly to land on 100.
It's just all the games, all the little gimmicks. Y'all want to know what my favorite game was? The one with that little hiker, the little yodeler.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Like if he kept on going,
he'd move around. He'd move along the...
If you guess the price too high, he just falls off the cliff. Ah!
I remember that.
Man, just bring back the 80s and 90s, not this crap that we're living in today.
Do they have game shows today? I mean, I know they still do the one with Steve Harvey, and I don't even know if that's still like being recorded. They may be playing syndicate.
Right.
But what games do they have today? Do they have like anything? Like I remember there was Are You Smarter Than the Fifth Grader? I remember there was no, you know what it is? I think the modern day game show is these contests. So you think you can dance. America, yeah, exactly. America's Got Talent, shit like that. I think that's the new game show. I can't think of any game shows right now.
Yeah, that's a few game shows.
Oh, really? What?
Tinder, Bumble, Hinge,
right.
Plenty of Fish. That's the new game shows.
Those are the new game shows. Okay, all right.
Just spin that wheel till you swipe.
You might
win,
win, you might lose. Yeah, and you might lose you might win some money, you might lose some money.
Let's just call them what they really are: unhinged, bittered, not tendered, American idolatry.
Exactly. All right. Well, we are here for another episode of Ask a Black Man Anything. Is anybody going to ask a black man anything? Or is it going to be black men talking? We're going to have black men talking today? Black men talking about stuff. That's the Black men's thoughts. We're going to have to rebrand it. The thoughts of black men. Behind the minds of black men. I don't know, man. Because don't nobody call in. It's not so much that they need to call in because they send us emails. We get the email questions. Those come in every week. But maybe we don't make a safe space for people to feel comfortable to call in.
Well, Wes does that. Wes makes it a safe space. Wes and Robert.
I sense a little sarcasm there.
No, this is a safe space, everybody. To the audience, if y'all have any questions for us, this is a safe space where you can come and ask a black man anything. You have questions, we have answers. You have problems, we have possible solutions. That's all I have.
Wes, are you back in LA or are you still out of town?
No.
Wes, are you in LA? Huh?
Yeah. I'm in LA.
Oh, okay.
He's always in LA, Shan. If he's not in the LA Los Angeles, he's in the LA Louisiana.
I know, right? No matter how you slice it, it's LA.
I'm just saying.
Oh shit. Chris drink now. That ain't no BCAAs.
Wait, Shan. Hold on. Wait, everybody. Give it 15 seconds. Wait in silence.
What's Chris? Oh, that looks good. I'm looking at that. It can't be no BCAAs. He put the powder in. He put in 3 scoops.
1. Because it's only half of what's the name? Yeah, it's not. It's like not even a gallon. So it's 72 ounces.
Oh snap! He really did change the battery. Not one beep yet.
I had to completely disconnect it. Because I took the battery out and it still was beeping, so I just disconnected it. I reconnected and added a new battery. At any rate,
so yours is wired. Yours is hardwired into that. So I get it was beeping with. Oh, that's why. Okay, so the battery is a backup for yours.
Probably.
So there's two kinds. It's the kind that it works. It operates solely on the battery, portable. Stick it wherever you want. And then there's other ones that have it that's wired into the house, and then the battery is a backup. And so if there's no battery or a low battery, it's gonna beep.
Yeah.
I know everybody on this panel did this. Remember those 9-volt batteries, those rectangular batteries? Did y'all
Put 'em on your tongue?
Did y'all stick your tongue in the terminal?
Well,
No,
that's how you determine if
For
it's good
sure.
or not.
no,
Yeah.
I never did that.
Everybody did that. Everybody I know.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You
how you think
gotta
I
be
got these
geeked out.
skills.
That's
I
some
was
geek.
raised
That's some geeked out shit. Us geeks do that.
Yeah,
Did
so
you
this is,
hear what Wes said?
let's see if I
Hear what Wes
can't.
said? He said, "How you think?" He said, "How you think I got these skills?"
Yes, you see it. It's a fruit
Yeah,
punch. Yeah,
extend is good.
it's fruit punch. That's why it might look. I usually was going with a mango, whatever.
Mhm.
But now I now do the fruit punch. Because I was tired of the mango. I'm like, I got to try something different. But it is a safe space unless you're triggered. And then you tell one of the guys on the show F you because you were upset about a comment or something or another. Bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
What? Listen, I know that you're getting your mic and professional audio in the mixer and all that. But what mic are you using now? Because whatever mic you're using now is better than you've ever used before. So what did you
This
change?
is a computer mic.
Oh,
Yeah,
did
sounds
you
good.
change the computer?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I don't know
Nope.
why it sounds better than that I've ever. Maybe it's the room. I don't know, but it's clear as fuck. So it sounds good.
I am in the same room, different location in the room. So like before I was kind of off, and I was set up on a high table. Now I'm on a table that's like an end table. I try to connect my little mic, what I mean, just to see how it looks. And
It's odd because the clarity and the distance from the mic that you are, like there's nothing around you, so it almost sounds like you laved up. It's not high fidelity, but it's clear. So I think it's gonna be a toss up between the mic you get and the one you're working with now, because whatever computer you got has a really good microphone in it.
I mean, I bought a mic from Best Buy a while back, and I don't know if you guys remember. It was real loud. I'm like, I can't tell, but I still have it. It's just sitting in the back. I'm not going to use it. I'm gonna try this thing here and see what we got. So anyways. Good evening. Wes, have you watered the plant? Nope. That's a no. Wes can't even hear.
I have not watered the plant because it is a fake plant from IKEA.
It's a ficus.
So,
That's not true.
IKEAs don't even sell fake plants, do they?
yeah,
It is not a fake.
either that or it's been living on for quite some time. So
Well, that's true. That part is true. At
I
any rate,
realize we're coming up on a year.
yes.
On the 4th, right?
First
The first.
Oh, the
July
first
1st.
is our first broadcast is the first.
Yeah.
Thursday the 1st, huh? Yeah.
So
No, Thursday is the 30th. Friday's the first.
first, yeah.
No, I'm saying last year it was Thursday the 1st.
Oh
yeah. Last year's Thursday the 1st. Crazy, man. Crazy, man.
Right.
Crazy.
So how come? So we should be having 52. What episode is this?
We missed like a few weeks. We missed so I remember there was a week that it was my son's birthday, September. We missed that one. We missed another week where whoever's the producer, they couldn't get on and they didn't set the thing and somebody else couldn't get it and then another week where somebody was like, hey, I can't make it, and nobody else has the controls, and so that's 3. So that puts us at 48.
Then there was another week where rest in peace, Mr. KS.
Well, so that puts us at 49.
Then 2 more weeks.
Maybe Christmas. Let me look. Let me see what Christmas was.
So we're gonna land on. So we're gonna land on 47.
We're gonna land on 46 next. Well, next week is 46, and that'll be a year.
Damn,
Christmas
so
was. It
we
was
missed 6 weeks. Damn, a month and a half.
New Year's Eve. Christmas. Not New Year's Eve. The day before Christmas Eve, December 23rd, was a Thursday. December 30th was a Thursday. I don't know if we did both of those days.
Got it. All right.
So that sounds about right. Now we can actually put up season 2. Season 2, we can actually stop simulcasting in that other show, so he can stop taking our money.
I stopped simulcasting a month and a half, 2 months ago.
It still shows it that like it's still broadcast.
No, so what so when I set the event every week, I pop it on both our channels, but only on my channel do I show that it's coming. But when it goes live, it don't go live on my channel.
Oh,
so the last month and a half, last 4 or 5 episodes, or ever since we got monetized, ever since they got monetized over here, it has not gone on my show. Right now, it's not live on my show.
Hey, y'all know what we should do? I want to be messy as hell. So I'm gonna tell y'all something. So my homeboy called me, and y'all remember Coop?
Who?
Cooper. He used to come on the Ask a Black Man on Clubhouse.
Cooper. Vaguely. Anyways, go ahead.
No worries. So he hit me up and he was like, "Yo," he said, "Yo, do you hear what who on that dating show said on the show?" And I'm like, I only caught one episode. He said his girl was beating him in one-on-one basketball, and he was like, "Whoo, I gotta stop. My makeup coming off." I want to be messy as hell and do something like that, but I mean, or we could talk about why your boy is here.
He said that why he said, "Ooh, my makeup is coming off."
That's exactly what I didn't watch it. It's hearsay. I would have to go back and see if it's true, but that's what he said. Yeah, because it was filming on camera, and yeah, that's what he said.
Okay.
I thought that was hilarious. But we can talk about why your boy not here.
Who?
Your boy.
Who?
New York.
New York.
Yes. The parolee.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. All right. I'm done being messy for the day.
Yeah, you being petty.
Quite petty. I went on his show one night, right? No, it wasn't his show. It was the show with
I'm gonna say, does he still do it?
I don't think so. The show with that girl, what's the fair skinned girl's name? Whatever her name is. He had like a show, and I was in the comments, and he was like, "Yeah, that's why I got monetized before you guys." And I'm like, okay.
Like not realizing all of that stuff don't matter. None of that matters.
Longevity matters.
Put a lot of stock into stuff that really don't matter much. But Shahid's in the building.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
What's popping? Shahid, where you at? You in LA?
Yeah, I'm in LA.
That's the LA location. See, I'm starting to learn y'all locations. I'm like, oh, you at the LA house. Oh, you at the LA house. Okay. All right. And Wes is at the LA house. I know the Alabama house. I know the LA house. For Colin, I know the international house, and I know the American house. Chris, he got about let me hush on Chris.
I have one location. I film from my house. I just have I move around in my house.
Right.
I have
Chris.
I have friends that allow me to broadcast from their home, so that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
When my internet is not available or I'm on the move, I get an opportunity to broadcast.
That's what for.
Amen. Amen.
Keep
Through
smiling.
good times and bad times.
Know that you. I don't know the words.
Colin, Colin, which lower third is these are some ugly lower thirds they gave us. This one,
I think he used to have a black one up.
this one. I just put up the black one.
It's just going with the background. That's all.
Yeah, that one. That's the one he had up.
They all ugly to me.
Yeah, Restream doesn't give us a ton of control, unfortunately.
Yeah, I like the contrast of that one right there.
All right, we'll keep it on that. That's the one that Colin had it on.
I didn't have it on anything specifically. It is what it is.
Finals is over. Chef got the MVP, and we're in the building. So,
hey, was that in Atlanta that they had that mixer where no men showed up until after the finals?
No, I think. Are you talking about the one where the girl said did a mixer and no guy showed up?
Yeah,
I think that was in Houston or in Texas. I can't say.
Oh, that was in Texas. I don't know why. So anything that happened crazy in Black America, I just say that shit is in Atlanta,
Florida.
So
that was during the finals.
No,
so
that
that's
was
what happened.
No, that was during the
finals.
day. It was during the day.
Yeah, I think men just didn't show up. Like,
Okay, so the argument was the girl had did the video. She said, "I'm at this singles mixer and there's no men." And so she turned the camera around. And she showed a whole bunch of single women just sitting there sipping drinks and shit, right? And then another chick came back the next day saying, "That's
That
not
was
true.
cap.
All the men was waiting for the game to be over, and then they showed up, and then they showed about 10 guys there.
I'm about to look it up on
music and having fun and whatnot." So then the biggest pushback was, well, one, it wasn't that many guys. You know what I'm saying? That's cool that the guys showed up. But two, that what does that still say? That niggas don't even care.
exactly.
Niggas don't even care about meeting y'all before. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, so it's a bunch of single women over there waiting for us. Okay, they can wait. Let's watch this game. And then after the game, we go fuck with them. And so the women had to sit around and wait for the game to be over, or whatever. If it was the finals or whatever it was, we had to wait for the game to be over for them, for the guys to actually show up. They said it was the finals. That's what she said.
Yeah, I know it was during the finals. I didn't know it was like on one of the exact days, but I mean that just goes to show that men are not really like, you know what I mean? It's not like men aren't desperate. You know what I mean? And not to say the women there are desperate, but they know that, you know, it's more.
Women are desperate. They should. They need to be.
It's more scarce for them. So
it's like that everywhere you go. Like even when we go back to Clubhouse, remember the Demon Time rooms that we had a year ago, even over a year ago, year and a half ago. You know, it was always women. It was always women. And I even did, me and my homegirl Darice, we did in the early days of Clubhouse as I was building different rooms and different, things to do. We did one called Over 40 or Grown Folk or some shit. It was always women showed up. I forget the name of what I called it, but it was like Over 40 Clubhouse room, come in, and we had this game that you could play and all this little silly shit. We did it like 3 times, but it was on. But the problem was men wouldn't do it. Now I don't know if it's ego, and men is like, nah, I can't show up to that because that's gonna make me look like I need a woman or I'm desperate and I can't go to no singles mixer. I'm a man, I get hoes, I got bitches, or men just ain't pressed for that right now.
Yeah, men aren't pressed for. I'll never forget. I was like 25-ish. I went to a speed dating. Event, and the women, they come out with their friends, which is the worst thing in the world to do. Don't go to a speed dating event with a group of friends, because like you're gonna get a guy like me that I'm gonna make my rounds and I'm gonna end up matching with 2 of the 3 friends, and y'all gonna have to make a decision because I'm not. But yeah, so it was the same thing. Like you had these I think they had to do like they had to overlap it because it was so many women versus how many men it was. They had to like do a snake effect with the speed dating event because men just it wasn't enough men to show up.
So I think that along the lines of men that's just not showing up, like I feel like we don't really have to go to that kind of event to acquire the kind of woman that we're looking for. And the marketing is probably wrong, right? So you're not really catering to men, right? That's probably one of the hugest things that's going wrong. And then the third thing is that dating apps dating apps can allow up to unlimited miles or 70 miles. So if you live like I live in Metro Atlanta, Alpharetta, which is a high-end, neighborhood on the other side of Atlanta, is 45 miles away. I can go to Alpharetta and find a great woman. I can go to Douglasville. I can go to Conyers. There's several areas that I can just pick from. And I don't have to be confined to going to this one location. As a single man, I have the pick of the litter. Now, mind you, I might not get, top tier quality if I go to like downtown Decatur. You know what I mean? I might get a certain kind of woman if I go to a certain area, but I literally I don't have to go to an event like that to find somebody that I'm looking for. And that's why I think that, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say, that's why I think that when women are out, they should actually speak more. They, so many women are afraid to shoot their shot, and you don't necessarily have to shoot your shot, but you can initiate a conversation, ask for his help. You can do a bunch of things to let him know that, hey, I think that you're an attractive man, or compliment. Like that's the easiest way to get a man's attention.
So then why don't they? What's the downside to women shooting their shot?
Let me tell you why, and I never realized it until I was talking to a young lady, and she told me, she said, women are afraid of rejection. And it's so wild. I'm like, but you've been told no since you were an infant. There's nothing wrong with the word no. You've been told that for all your life. And if you're 30, you've heard it at least a million,
But that's not true. If you think about it, Chris, they haven't been told no all their life.
I was about to say
they've heard no, but they've heard more yeses than no's.
That's true, but I mean, they've been told no in some way, shape, or form throughout their life,
where they shouldn't be jaded by it, right? You saying, right? I get it. They got the princess treatment. You my baby girl. Yes, you can have this. Yes, you can have that toy. Yes, you can have that food. Yes, all the way up until yes, you can have those jeans. Yes, you can have that dress. Yes, you got your own room while the boys have to fucking bunk. I got it.
So when did they heard no?
Chris, that they heard enough no's that this shouldn't shock them.
I think that if you are over the age of 25, hearing no shouldn't devastate you to the point where you're like, oh, I'm just not going to do it ever again. It's like, you should be okay. Like, I'm sure at one point, if you were in college, your debit card declined, right? If you wasn't, living a high life, right? If you had to, make your way through college or work through college, there's at one point your debit card declined. That's a no.
But you know what? And when that debit card declined, some man picked up that bill.
But they still heard
her uncle, her dad. Right. But then some man stepped in and saved the day. Or the manager said, hey, don't worry about it. We'll get it next time. Someone saved that woman. She did not wash dishes. That I do know.
Watch this, right? Let me frame that, right? If they were told no, if the debit card gets declined and somebody came in, they need to take that same experience.
I'm on that red pill tonight. Shan, I'm on that red pill tonight.
They need to take that same experience and realize they need help. Like, hey, can you help me figure something as simple as, can you help me figure out what light bulbs I need in my house? Yeah, you can figure that out on your own, but get help, like ask for help, compliment, flirt. Those are the simplest things to do, but it's just like, damn, y'all won't do that. Y'all just want to sit on the couch and, go to work. And here's another thing. They want to go to work. They want to go to the same maybe 3 or 4 grocery stores, same gas station. that they go to, and then that's how they think they're gonna, or religious organization, or social event like brunch. Men are not brunching in droves like that. Like, we're not thinking about going to get mimosas and get drunk. We don't have an equivalent of that, like unlimited shots. So, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say to the point about the men not showing up to that particular single event or whatever the case. I think it's really simple. When you're a hunter, or let's say a fisherman, and that's what you do, when there is I don't know, a booth, a table that says, hey, free fish, no need to go to the lake, it's just not enticing. You're just like, I'm going to the lake tomorrow anyway.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a great analogy. Like, if it's served up for, and here's the thing, when they come to those events, they are fried, dyed, and laid to the side. Like, they are at their maximum, best looking self. They're put on their best outfit. They make sure, everything is perfectly intact. So that's just not where men are. Go where men are. And I said that, on my social media platform, go where men are. Men are typically in the gym. We're at the Home Depots. We're at, we're fishing. We're, I wouldn't say
Back
go to
alleys
per se. Because, that's like a, not religious, activity, but, go volunteer, right? There are men who volunteer. Go to the
strip
Boys
club.
and Girls Club. Men are in strip clubs, but you have to know how to approach men in those environments. In any environment, you got to know how to approach them. I mean, I'm sure we can think of 3 ways to come up with an approach, right, to help you, but it doesn't matter if you don't know what to do after you make the approach, and then we are interested. Now you stuck because you don't know what to do, because you've never had to carry a conversation. It's wild to me. Like, sheesh, it's wild.
Yeah.
Did you want to play that, Colin? Is that why you pulled it up?
That's part of the hot topic.
It is?
Oh, no. I'm tripping. I came back to screen. He's playing what we talking about.
Yeah, see, that's during the day.
Went to a singles mixer, and only women showed up.
Yeah, but Chris, you got to think. Look at the number, like just the overwhelming number of women that are there. Like, even if as many men as possible come there, it's still gonna be 50,
outnumbered,
less than 50%. The differential is gonna be. So, yeah, I mean, but I don't know. I just honestly don't think men are just in a position to where they you know what I mean? Like, and I wouldn't I've already said men are more intentional than women, in my opinion. But we know how to pick and know how to select. Women go through a more, you know what I mean? They shuffle through men more than we do women when it comes to what it is we want. When we know what it is we want, we go after it and we get it. So it's I don't know. It's just a sign. I mean, hopefully women are seeing and observing and taking notes, but who knows?
I think most black men are single and childless, right? They don't have kids and they're single. And I think most black men, once they get somebody, like we all talk about, the dude with a whole harem of women, or he got a rotation. He's every morning he's sending out 17 good morning, beautiful text messages and shit. I ain't talking about them niggas. I think most guys and especially with the fact that with the way the
we're not talking
economy
about the
going,
Shaheeds of the world.
I think most guys that are out there just doing their thing, trying to make a living, trying to live, trying to be good. And maybe he has somebody who's not in a relationship with. He has a situationship, an entanglement. He has a fuck buddy, somebody that he can just smash. He's good with just her because he don't want to fuck her all the time, right? She's even that right there is a one woman is a huge distraction and investment. So it's just like, God damn, I got to give her some attention. I got to give her time. We got to watch TV. I got these goddamn reports I got to get together. I got this project coming up. And that pussy right there is enough right now. You know, the head and the pussy I get from her is plenty, and I don't need a whole bunch. So with that said, then you already look at the eligible amount of black men, then yeah, it's going to be out there. That's why I'm saying the women are up there. I wouldn't call it desperation, but it's certainly better be some sort of sense of urgency that women need to have to be able to land a guy. And it's really odd because it's the women that's killing the relationships, not necessarily marriages. I don't want to get into that number. I'm just saying women are breaking up. They're fucking up and breaking up. They're fucking up and breaking up and thinking that they got a lot of time and they could just move on. And then you look at the clubhouse rooms, which is full of women. You look at the local mixers in your city, it's just full of women. And
look at the dating groups.
And you look at the people that's complaining the most. And you look at the dating apps. It's women, women, women. And it's no problem. I know women are all conditioned to believe that they're perfect 10s and nothing's wrong and they can have any man they want because that's certainly who they're going after, right? They ignoring all, they're just going after something amazing. But the time is not on your side, ladies. Father Time is not on your side. He is not your friend. He's our friend. So y'all better get it together.
What? I don't know. That's a tough truth there. That's a tough truth. Not being able to acquire the kind of guy that you want to have. And I wonder who put that in a woman's mind that you could have, like you don't have to be the kind of woman that guy wants, but you can be any kind of woman and get the kind of man that you desire. Like, I wonder who put that.
That was feminism. That was the fourth wave of feminism. The fourth wave of feminism that did that. So that happened right around Black Girls Rock. That happened with, along with some of the music and shit that we listened to that taught women all those wild things. There was the fourth wave of feminism that taught women or told women that they can have it all. They don't need to put in no work. They can make everything happen. So you remember feminism, the first version was the right to vote, right? That happened around the 1900s. That was the first wave. Everybody's on board with feminism 1.0. We needed that. Women were oppressed. Women were subjected to harsh conditions. They were treated as like pieces of shit for centuries, for hundreds and hundreds of years. Even though marriage and things worked, right? There was a lot. They were subjected to a lot of oppression, and that wasn't cool, right? So then that was the first wave of feminism when women finally stood up. Is during the turn of the last century, where where we got out of the agrarian age and came into the normal industrial age, and where women were actually useful. They wanted the right to vote, right? And then the second wave of feminism was the suffrage movement and the right to work. So now women are, not only can they vote, they want to work with us. And so that came around the 1950s, 1960s or so. Everybody's on board with that. Women are great. Shit, look at our explorations in space. We got, black women, white women, all women were great in terms of being heavy contributors into the progress of the human race. And we needed them in the workforce. We need them today. Everybody's on board with feminism 1.0. That's great for women, great for humanity. Feminism 2.0, great for women, great for humanity. And this is now then you get to 3.0 and 4.0. Now, the thing about feminism 3.0 and 4.0, that's where the burn the bras part came in, right? That was a movement that you got to be kind of a 60s or 70s baby to remember the burn the bra stuff. And that's what a lot of people argue when it comes to racism and Jim Crow. Some people don't have any cause. Like there's like, some people use, like, for instance, police brutality. Like when you look at the numbers, it's so minuscule that it's like, why are we arguing that? But because we ain't got nothing else to argue. Like everybody has an opportunity. Everybody is, there's equity all over not necessarily equality, but there's equity. The harder you work, the more money you make. Everybody's a millionaire. Nobody's getting, being sold. There's no slavery per se. So you have the opportunities available to every single race, every single person here in America, right? Well, take that over and transcend that into women. When they had the right to work, they had the right to vote, and they were created as equal citizens to men who were oppressing them for so many years. They started saying, well, shit, we need something to fight for. What are we going to fight for? And so then that's when Feminism 3.0 came in, right around the 90s, right around 90s. That was individualism and diversity. So it's like, okay, so that's where so we don't need a man. That's what Feminism 3.0 is. We don't need no man. So it's like, okay, cool. I'm an individual. Hear me roar. I can do it on my own. You know what I'm saying? That, women, stand up, and we're in diversity. We don't, separate us from men. Do you really need a man? Because now we're working and we can do this, that, and the other. And that's where that came in. And then came 4.0. And this, to your question, 4.0 was about empowerment. And that was where women were told that they're super amazing, that no matter what you do, no matter how you look, no matter if you're obese, doesn't matter if you are an asshole, doesn't matter if you are, fucking masculine, doesn't matter if you are the head of the household, doesn't matter how you act around people, get rid of stockings. Like, you can look at women and say, when's it, look at young women today, they don't even know what stockings are. It's like, stockings? I don't wear stockings with my dress. I'm not putting on no pantyhose with my skirt. For what? Whereas our mothers, they wouldn't go out showing their legs without some kind of stocking. That Feminism 4.0 empowerment told them, you don't have to wear stockings. Men don't wear it, so you don't have to wear it. And so let them see who you are. Let your underarm pits grow. Let that hair grow, ladies. Let that mustache grow. And if he doesn't love your hairy armpits, your hairy legs, your mustache, and your fat, obese body, then he ain't the one for you. And so when that came in, Feminism 4.0, the one we don't like, 3.0, the one we don't like, the one that 3.0 is kind of a hybrid. It kind of like ruined the relationships, and then 4.0 made women almost, it almost introduced what word am I looking for, you guys? Help me out. Women, people who hate men. I can't think of the word. I'm having a brain fart.
Feminism?
No, feminism is what did it.
Man bashers? I don't know.
No, it's
what is it when men hate women? What's the word?
Misandry.
Misandry. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Misandry. Thank you, Colin. So then misandry was
this
introduced.
was Wes. I like.
Oh,
that
was
credit.
Wes. I'm sorry. Because I'm looking at the
red pill
screen.
credit.
I'm trying to talk to my whole setup, man. I'll be trying to talk to y'all, but then I see y'all down here, so I got to get used to that. So yeah, misandry. So misandry said, fuck men. Now it's almost like 3.0 was like, we don't need no men. Empowerment came in and said, fuck men, and if they don't like how you are and who you are, then then fuck them all together. And so that's what we're battling against right now. And so, yeah, Chris, I'm sorry that was a long answer, but that's the answer. 4.0, buddy. And then there's a 5.0 coming around the corner. We won't get into that, though. That's not tonight's topic.
Yeah, also, you got to remember, like, you got the slut walk, but, we grew up, like most of us, most men, you get grown up, you get raised being taught things like, you constantly hear, don't no woman want this, don't no girl want this, don't no girl want nobody that don't take showers, don't no girl want nobody that don't know how to read, don't no girl want nobody that don't know how to da 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 da. So you are constantly being prepared to be the man for the woman. That's constantly as you grow up. When women, it's the reverse. You know what I mean? You get taught to be who you are. You don't. If a man don't like this about you, he not. And it's just like, so now here we are as men not liking things about women, and you see, it's here in our face. Yeah, no, I don't like a woman that just she fly off at the mouth every single time we have a conversation. I don't like a woman that's just loud and you know what I mean when we go out in public. I don't like this, I don't like that. And I'm not gonna deal with it. You know what I mean? Because it's so many women out here that are not this way. I can sit back and let you know what I mean and shuffle through the mess and pick exactly what it is I want. So for me as a man, I'm not gonna lie, I it's an advantage for me. You know what I mean? Well, because it's just like you have it's women in abundance, whereas on the other side is the men are scarce. So um yeah, I mean, it's really up to the women to figure out and fix it and find a solution.
Yeah. So that's gynocracy. So we all know what patriarchy is. We know what matriarchy is, but a lot of people don't understand. There's a term called a gynocratic system, gynocracy. So patriarchy, matriarchy. In fact, my next high value Shan, I'm explaining to everybody what the difference is. But a gynocracy is a government for the women is a government of the women ran by men for the benefit of women. So when you think of like different things that are happening, you're like, how do we vote that in? And how did that happen? It's because men are conditioned and raised and taught from childhood that when everything we do is for the benefit of women. It's not, you need to be chivalrous. You need to do this. If a woman hits you, don't you hit her back under any circumstances because you're stronger. Protect yourself, but don't even shake her up. Don't even push her off. Just cover up and cow, and because her blows won't hurt you that much. Women can say whatever they want to you because sticks and stones, right, guys? It doesn't matter. But you dare say nothing back to her. No, because women are emotional and that can really hurt her. And if she goes off and does something to herself, then you're going to be culpable for that. But she can say whatever the fuck she wants to say to you. So a gynocratic system is a system where it's a government by women, ran and controlled by men for women. And that's better explained by just looking at how sons. I put a post up on my Instagram a while back where this boy was on the ground and this little girl was standing on his back getting a drink of water. And and a lot, some would say, "Oh, that might be his sister." I looked at that. I don't give a fuck if it's his sister. I don't care if it's his twin sister. Don't let nobody stand on your back to get a glass of water. That's not chivalry, but a gynocratic system will teach young men that that's what you're supposed to do. That's gynocracy that's doing that.
Shan,
So,
just have a quick request if you don't mind. If you don't mind just watching your tone just a little bit, you just have just a tinge too much bass in your voice.
The audience might, audience might get upset.
Yeah,
you want me to, should I increase?
You gotta watch. You gotta watch how you
lower the voice.
You gotta watch how you deliver it.
Just put a little bit more inflection in your voice, not too much bass. Just the tone is just a little.
No, I understand. I understand.
Oh gosh, it's funny, but it's not because like that's really what's happening. They really are just trying to make masculinity illegal and toxic, and it's just like I don't know if y'all just see I see everything on Twitter, so it's just like it's actually like there's a photo floating around of a guy who's taking a picture with his little daughter. She's like 1 year old, but she's in like a ballerina outfit. Yeah, you see him and he's in a tutu also.
He's a pink, big masculine nigga with a bunch of tattoos.
Oh, tattoos, and he's wearing a tutu, y'all. A pink.
At first, I thought it was photoshopped, and then until I found the other photos, and I found out it was a full-on photo shoot.
No, it's been a whole like social media trend of that, like where fathers have been dressing up in like princess costumes and all this for their daughters, and they make it like if I won't show my daughter me in the dress, I'm less masculine because I won't dress up as a woman to show my daughter it's okay. Like that's crazy.
I'm honest, like I'm being honest. If somebody described to me 10 years ago or 20 years ago that this will be going on, I would literally just bust out laughing and wouldn't believe you. But so it's just like the best way I describe it is just we're living in a clown world right now because it's like everything is just backwards. Women are becoming more masculine and men are becoming effeminate. And just seeing things like that, you already know my stance on the whole shorts craze is going on right now. So it's just like all these weak-minded men are really just falling for these challenges and these initiatives and agendas and things like that. And it's really sad to see. And it's just like, why do you have to go to that extreme length just to say you love your daughter or you support your daughter? When she grows up and she's a teenager and she looks back at that, like she's gonna even be looking at you like, Dad, what the hell were you doing? Well, baby, I just wanted to show that I was in supporting. You didn't have to wear a tutu, Dad. Like I'm being talked about at school right now.
Dwayne Wade.
You know what's crazy though? The crazy thing, I actually love this. I love it right now because what's happening is most of the people that have pushed for this have been the women. And now what you see is when a large part of society says, you know what, cool, we accept it, we're gonna agree to it. Now you have these men becoming more feminine and slowly transitioning into the women's spaces, and the women are like, wait, hold on, like, no,
where a minute,
we don't want
that's not
this.
what I wanted.
Like, yeah, like, no, don't come over here and take all our trophies in the sports. Don't do this. Don't do that.
Transgender. That's transgenders in sports.
Yeah, so it's just like the very thing that they asked for, they're like saying no, we don't want it. Like that's just crazy to me.
And it's like it's y'all that created this nonsense. So somebody actually tweeted that it was a girl that tweeted, "Have y'all noticed? Men have less deep voices today." And she says, like, where are the men with the deep voices? And it's like 81,000 retweets and all that kind of stuff. And of course, everybody's just in the comments. It's just all women are just like writing, like co-signing it. So it's just like exactly the Shahid's point. It's just like they don't like it, but it's just like this is what y'all are pushing. This is what y'all are wanting.
What happened to Barry White?
I love it. I hope men go and win all those women trophies up and do take all.
hey, listen. So I'm gonna tell you something.
Races, all that.
Listen, I want to tell you something that's real crazy, right? So when the whole transgender thing started to happen, I told my boy, I said, listen, and I have nothing against the letter community. If that's what you want to do, you do you and move on. But I said, I said, bro, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be crazy. You're gonna see a guy that can't make like the basketball team at a D1 school for college, but he gonna get a scholarship because he's a woman, and every night he gonna drop 50. And he banging every which way every night. And I said, man, I'm telling you, watch this. And I was exaggerating. But I will never forget, like maybe 2 years after that whole, transgender, accept the transgender, kids or whatever, there was a boy that was running track. And I think it was Texas. He was running track. He identified it as a girl and he smoked them. And I'm like, I sent the article to my best friend. I was like, bruh, I told you it was going to happen. And now they wrestling, they boxing. And I'm like, it's not fair, but y'all want us like crazy.
They started it out. Obviously, we all know they start to desensitize us with the movies. So you see the movies like Joanna Man and then White Chicks and so forth and so on. So now it's normalized in the athletics. Now it's like they doing it with the thugs, like Tyga and YG. They in full drag in a rap video, just rapping, you know what I mean? Like rapping some street type stuff in full drag dressed as white women. But this is like, you just see it progress over time. They just slowly start to desensitize.
What? Tyga and YG?
YG is in the full, pull it up.
Yeah, I saw that today on Twitter.
And you know what's crazy? I don't know if y'all watch what's that show? The Mississippi show, the P Valley. There's a dude, the main character that's a rapper. I think he's gay or whatever, but he married to a beautiful woman. a beautiful black woman, and I'm like, wow, like we are.
Dog,
You looking at it now, Wes? I mean, Shan?
bro. I have not. This is crazy. What? Hold on, man. Hold on. I gotta show. I'm gonna show y'all this tab. What is this? Tiger. Here it is.
It's up.
That's crazy.
That is Tiger and YG in that Ferrari.
No.
No, but listen to the lyrics though. Listen to the music. They rapping like they normally would rap. Like YG still got his gangster rap swag on and everything.
My bitch go loco. Maria. Slide on the nigga with me. The fofo. Yeah, slide. But they dress like. Come on, man. Now, okay. See.
I don't even know who that is.
But wait a minute. Did this happen in 2019?
That's right now. That's like
No, that was like 2 days ago.
Oh, okay. So I'm reading lyrics from something old. Oh yeah, this is hot news right now. 10 hours, one day. I'm reading Go Loco. I'm tripping. Okay, so this ain't got nothing to do with Go Loco. This is just this.
yep.
Don't play the song. Don't play the song.
Oh, okay,
Don't play the song. Bruh. That is wild that right there is Tiger and YG. Now here's the scare. Okay. So I know Dave Chappelle just popped up in everybody's mind, and I know that Dave was like, I don't want to wear the dress. This happened a long time with this part. This is before Dave Chappelle took a hiatus from Hollywood and was like, I'm out. And we've talked about the effeminization, if that's a word, of black male character images and men in Hollywood to soften up and make black men more palatable for others. I can tell you right now in West, I told you West, my studio was my office was at Sunset Gower, right up above Paramount. And one of the issues I had as a film producer in Hollywood, this is 2008. I left there in 2009. Right. And so 2008, the whole year 2008, I couldn't get a project pushed through to the studios. Everything I had to do was independent. And there was a Jewish man he was a Jewish screenwriter. He had rented a small office because there's this section at Sunset Gower Studios that has all these little small bungalow offices that people could rent. And there was this one little Jewish guy. He had his small room and he would write his scripts in there. Right. And so hold on one second. Yeah. Yes, you can have one. And so I was frustrated one day, and I told him, I said, "Man, it seems like I can't get through to anybody. It doesn't matter where I go. I'm passing my script out, and I'm talking independent stuff. I'm not talking about running it through an agent so I can get it up to CAA or anything like that. I just want to get it straight through some of this independent stuff." And the Asian guy said, the Jewish man told me, he said, "Shannon, let me tell you, you're tall and you're dark. I'm going to give you some. I'm going to tell, because I like you. I'm going to tell you something that you just don't know. You are tall." And so whenever you come, and basically whenever I come to the commissary to go to lunch, because they have a cafeteria there at Sunset Gower, and I'm this 6'2", broad-shouldered, dark-skinned black producer up there, I don't look like somebody who they can work with because I'm intimidating. And I give them some sense of fear, not necessarily like I'm gonna hurt somebody, because I'm smiling. I'm in the suit. I'm almost like, hey, how you doing, Michael? Oh, you guys, what you doing over at Hellboy 2? You guys, okay, I see what you're doing on Dexter's set, and NCIS is over here, and Steve Harvey's off. But I'm this big. He says, no, they don't. These men are looking at you like you're just this tall, dark black man, and they don't want to have anything to do with it. And you're threatening to them, is what he was essentially telling. He didn't say that, but that's what he was essentially saying, because I'm tall and I'm dark. So that's why one of the reasons why I got out of film, because it's like, damn, if the playing field gonna be uneven like that, let me jump into fashion where I could be behind the scenes, make clothes, and nobody would have to worry about how I look because I'm putting models out. But I'm saying that to say Yes. I'm saying that to say, um, when they, if in Shahid, up and down Crenshaw, all of our billboards is about HIV. All of our billboards on Crenshaw and Slauson is about,
They got a
men
big
have feelings too.
they got a big ass billboard on. I think it's either La Brea and Slauson or Slauson and Overhill. It just say syphilis. That's all it say. It just say syphilis. Like it's just that's
Making
it's
it seem like we just these sexual degenerates as a whole community. As a whole community of sexual degenerates, and take the tests and showing like these real soft looking black men up on the billboards. And I'll be driving, I'll be like, damn, they are just softening up
crazy.
black men as much as they possibly can. Now, let's turn this
But
back to YG.
the crazy part is real quick, Shant. You got a billboard, and again, we don't judge. What people do is what they do. But you got a billboard of two men in a relationship on, I think it's Crenshaw and Vernon, I think. Like it's over in that area.
That's at Leimert Park.
But then right at the bottom, you got some of the biggest killers in LA. Like that's the crazy, like that's crazy.
So they softening us up. And so they're saying, look, we got, if you want to make it, and this is the story, everybody can look it up, Dave Chappelle, if you want to make it in Hollywood, you got to wear the dress. Everybody's worn it. Everybody's worn it. Fucking Wesley Snipes, got to wear the dress. Martin, got to wear the dress. Fucking
Eddie
Jamie
Murphy.
Foxx, Eddie Murphy, Jamie
Kevin
Foxx,
Hart.
doesn't matter. You gotta wear the dress, and if you don't wear the dress, you don't advance. You can't go no further if you don't wear the dress. The only exception was supposed to have been musicians, gangster rap. So Ice-T transitioning from rap over into Hollywood. You don't have to wear the dress. Ice Cube, okay, cool. We're gonna take you out from NWA and move you over to Boys in the Hood, and then next thing you know, Are We There Yet? And all these different movies and whatnot. You don't have to wear the dress. LL Cool J, we're gonna take you from I'm Bad in the 80s and move you over to Deep Blue Sea and have you a cop and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to wear the dress. But if you're an actor and has always been an actor, you got to wear the dress. That was the thing. But now apparently they're saying, no, even if you a gangster rapper, you got to wear the dress too. Because I did not know. Throw that image up. Am I still sharing it? I did not know that a YG, who is a blood, hardcore blood, verified. I'm not sure if he's from Treetop. I'm not sure what gang he's from. Out of Compton.
From Treetop. From Treetop is on the internet right now. They not disowning him, but they saying like that do not represent the hood, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like they already made a statement.
Wow. So now, even the rappers, you got to wear the dress. Black rappers, you got to wear the dress. Black actors, you got to wear the dress if you want to succeed in business in Hollywood. That is crazy. I can't imagine that YG and Tyga, I'm not really tripping on him. I'm thinking it's more so YG.
Yeah.
It's more so YG. I can't believe that YG would do that. I know if Nipsey was here, he wouldn't have done that. Nipsey would have been like, hell no. Nah. Right. But it's just a trip to see that. Now I know Game ain't gonna do that. I don't think anybody that's working that Whack is managing gonna do that. I bet Chris Brown ain't gonna do that. But it's just a trip to see that YG would even agree to the music video treatment that came across. He should have been like, what the fuck is this? That should have been insulting to him.
But see, if you notice though, Shan, like people that are from LA and then like you saw the slow transition with YG, because right before this, he was already crossing over into like the high fashion and kind of like wearing kilts and things like that. So now I wouldn't be surprised. If you start seeing YG in Vogue, and you know what I mean, and all the top, you know what I mean, high fashion brands now, because he put the dress on.
Chris and Colin, have you guys heard the stories about what they do to child actors and some entertainment like rappers and whatnot on how they have these parties out here in Hollywood that you have to go to. It's almost like a rites of passage, and it usually turns out. Go ahead.
No, I'm
Oh,
saying
so
I've heard some things.
yeah, so there, it's actually true. So I haven't been invited to those. You know, they kind of know who to invite and who not to, and they also know who to say that you ain't making it. You're not crossing over into this side of the success. We don't give a fuck how smart you are. We don't care. It had how bright or innovative or smart or geeked out or how much clout or anything. None of that mattered to me. It did not help me whatsoever because I was who I was internally. So it doesn't matter how bright you are. They'll let the dumbest motherfuckers in as long as you're willing to do what you need to do. And so when you think of Terry Crews. So when you think of Terry Crews and how he came out with his whole, he was sexually assaulted by that one producer that grabbed his balls or whatever, and then he didn't do anything, and it kind of bothered him, and he kept that on the hush for some years until the Me Too movement came out, and then he finally spoke up about it. What he's probably not telling you is all the other events that he probably was assaulted at or had to go to. You know, we only hear what people want to tell us, but let me tell y'all the truth. In Hollywood, in Hollywood Hills, which is essentially a city, and the surrounding areas, West Hollywood,
Hollyweird.
yeah, North Hollywood. You know, we got Beverly Hills, we got Brentwood, we got Bel Air. We got all these different locations. There's parties that you go to where there's no cameras, there's no recording equipment, there's no cell phones. You're invited because you just got signed on this particular record label, and we want you to come out and meet some people. And the next thing you know, you walk up in that motherfucker, and motherfuckers is walking around with no pants on, no drawers, dick swinging. And you're like, what the fuck did I just walk into? This is after you've already given security all your equipment and whatnot. And then you're told, listen, this is how this works. Now, you can get along and go along, or you can go home. But if you go home, be careful, because a lot of these people are threatened. And, they're not going to say, and that's what makes people say, how come we don't have a black music distribution company? Or how come we don't have, with all this money that we have, how come we still have to go through this company, and why we don't just create our own? It's because, and how come some of these people that's really high up don't say shit when social justice issues happens? I haven't been caught because I ain't on that level. I ain't nowhere near that level. But I know that, like, a friend of mine told me, he said, because they all have been visited by the man. Like, hi, how are you? The spook that sat by the door, pretty much. Imagine a guy in a trench coat with a fedora hat visiting your house with a briefcase in his hand saying, you've crossed over. And this is not no Illuminati stuff. This is just, you've crossed over into this. This is what you need to do if you want to maintain this. Not saying that your car's brakes are going to go out. Not saying that you're going to suddenly, get poked by a hypodermic needle at the next event. But I'm just saying, this is what you need to do if you want to make sure you maintain where you are. And a lot of people are in line with that. And so none of it can be proven. It's all boogeyman stuff. But then when you look at shit like YG, gangster rapper from Treetop Bloods out of Compton.
He's about to take off. His star is going to be way up there.
Wes, you're so quiet, man.
And you got to make sense out of that after. How do you shore up the history of wear the dress and how much we've talked about it, to turn around and have men doing that all over again? And that man of all people, it's not like he's just some regular. It's not like he's Idris Elba who's doing it because he's been an actor for 40 years. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you
I don't even think
got him to do that.
YG might not even be 30 yet.
Right. That's crazy to me.
Wes, you quiet on us tonight, man.
32.
Hey,
YG's
man.
32.
Crazy.
I'm not quiet. The brother was spitting facts.
Okay. So we've kind of mulled over our topic. I don't even know if y'all want to go into the hot topic of the night. We got 2 questions. Let me know which direction you guys want to go in. Y'all want to talk
We can
about
rock the topic because it's the thumbnail. Let's do the topic. So at least we only got about 45 minutes left.
Exactly. That's why I was going to say, we can just knock these questions out or whatever, but play the video. Let's just get to it.
You're reading?
Yeah, I was actually reading. I ship out in a few days, so I was just reading The Art of Strategy.
Okay.
For the military?
Yeah, so actually I'm a nuclear physicist for the Navy.
No.
So I do that in a few days.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
How old are you?
I am 27. I look a little young. I'm not that young.
Yeah, you look young.
So where do you live?
So I'm actually in the Woodlands, Texas right now. Right down there by Houston. I'm about 30 minutes away from Houston. So I'm a little close.
Oh, nice. Okay, so tell me a little bit about yourself.
Man, where do I start? I like martial arts a lot. I did a bit of pharmacy back when I was a little bit younger, about 2-3 years ago. I got certified at pharmacy around when I was 17. I didn't really do anything with it. I went to university for a while. I was getting like a business degree. So I have a bachelor's in business. And then I did pharmacy for a little while, for about 3 years, and then got bored. So I was like, let's go see what the military has to offer. Didn't do anything. I did my PICAT about a year ago. Got a 96 on that. It goes up to a 99, got a 96. They offered me nuclear physics, and I was like, why the fuck not? So I went there, and now I ship out in a few days.
Oh, okay, nice. Well, best of luck as you ship out pineapples.
Yeah. Why?
Because he literally didn't tell me any qualities about himself. He's just like, I made a 96 on this. I did this. And I feel like I did that at first too. But however, I need a man with some personality.
You felt that quick? You know you didn't have personality?
Yes, I'm really good at reading people.
Okay.
So the worst part about this whole video is you lead with your attributes, not your attributes. You lead with your qualifications, which is number one, the wrong thing to do. But then a man turns around and does it, and he doesn't have personality. I feel, and I've said it probably since we've been doing Ask a Black Man Anything, go buy personality. It's at Walmart. It's on shelf 22B. At the lower bottom shelf, it's right in the middle. Go buy your own damn personality. That man has told you that he's smart. He showed you that he has the ability to find stability because he tried pharmacy. He's going into the military, nuclear physicist. You don't find very many nuclear physicists. Like, that's just not, like, you don't just run up on that, right? He showed a lot of his great qualities with telling you what he's, been able to do. And he reads. He's a guy that reads. The Art of Strategy. He's a strategic guy. Like, if the fact that she could not see the forest beyond the trees, it completely blows my mind. Completely.
So I don't wish bad on people a lot because that's just not the type of person I am. But I'm gonna be honest. This woman here, she deserves the Pookies and Ray Rays of the world. She deserves that guy that's going to knock her up, get her pregnant, and leave. Because she's so out of touch with everything, she can't even see what's right in front of her. Like, her last statement was, I read people really well. No, you don't. You read people terribly. She said this man did not show her any qualities about himself, right?
Right.
He showed you he was intelligent as fuck. He showed you that he's well traveled. He showed you that he's willing to learn and try new things. He showed you that he's going to be extremely financially stable. Anything with neuro in front of it, you're going to be making some bank. Right? So, like I said, she deserves what's coming to her. And what's coming to her is the guy that's the flashy guy that's going to make her laugh, you know, give her all the theatricals on the front end, knock her up, get her pregnant, and leave. Because, and this goes back to our last week conversation where some people you get so out of touch and you just say things and you don't know how to really read what the reality is. So I don't even have to wish bad on her because it's she probably already been knocked up and got
it's coming.
Yeah, it's inevitable for her.
She belongs to the streets.
You know, this is the classic bad boy versus good guy, right? Because he doesn't make your coochie tingle, right? You know, because he's not like rough and tough, but he's just a smart guy, right?
But Chris, that's not even you got to think. He was like, I see somebody. Destiny said he was nervous. I don't think he was nervous at all. I think
nervous.
I think he looked at it like, this is a stupid ass question you asking me. I have so much shit going on for myself, and you sitting here trying to ask me, tell me about yourself.
Like why am I even here?
Where the fuck do I start at? Like, I'm the upper echelon of men, and you asking me to tell me about myself.
I mean, honestly, she did him a favor. So he should count his blessings.
Can you find me the Fire Stick remote?
Okay. She did him a favor by doing that. So, and then also while he was talking about all his qualifications, she had that look like a deer in the headlights look because she had no idea what he was talking about. So it wasn't necessarily that he didn't have no personality and things like that. She just didn't want to admit how incompetent she was and intimidated she was. So she ruled herself out. This is just like another case of a woman just basically canceling or basically self-imploding a relationship or opportunity herself because she doesn't look at herself as worthy.
That's a great point. I absolutely agree with you, Colin. That's what I picked up on. Yeah, and she's I thought the guy had personality. That was his personality, but she's either used to a particular type or she has a particular idea of what's cool in her mind, and yeah, she'll get it. She'll get exactly what she's bargaining for.
Because the Pookies and Ray Rays don't intimidate her. She can take control of those. So yeah, she's gonna be another statistic, unfortunately.
You know, I hate to say that, she's looking for she's not looking for a provider, but this guy literally told you that, I'm 27 and I'm about to be a nuclear physicist. I tried my hand at pharmacy.
That's crumb cake.
LAUSD, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all, Chris, you know about this in Atlanta?
Is that nothing but cake?
Nah, we don't call it we call it high school coffee cake.
No, so there's a store called Nothing Bunt Cake.
Bunt cake. Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, there was a young lady who lives in Ontario that I used to kick it with. Who put me onto that store, and don't worry about it, yeah. So that's what I thought it was from, but.
And here's a different perspective right here on the screen. Brought to you by Robert Longmire.
Captain Save-A-Ho.
What the fuck is Robert? He said, I believe he didn't really know himself. He knew his accolades, but he doesn't know who he is.
Robert, I totally understand why you're hiding in the chat now.
He's qualified, but women want more than support.
Yeah, but look, it's one question. You know, I got to push back on you, Rob. To assume that he didn't know himself, he sounded like he knew exactly who he was. Not just by what he said, but the confidence in which he said it. No matter and the way he lit up about what he was passionate about. That's a man that knows himself. You know, there was one question that was asked, and the girl folded. I just
27.
Yeah, he said it, Robert. He talking to you.
I'm 27.
He ain't on your side tonight, player. He ain't on your side
He
tonight.
said, I'm 27. I'm a reader. I can test well, but I'm really smart. And I'm well traveled.
He said I do martial arts, pharmacy. Like what?
Yeah, like it's a lot.
Fight. I'll fuck you up.
To read what was the name of the book?
He mentioned martial arts?
Yeah, that's what he said. He was like, I'm on martial arts. What was it called? The Art of Strategy or something like that?
Yeah.
That was his leisure reading. That was his pastime.
Like I'm a reader.
She wanted him to read anime.
Nah, she wanted him to read the Zodiacs. Let's talk about the stars.
Shout out to
or what's the other? What's reality TV? Really? That's your scope.
Well, shout out to Trill because Trill had her on his show, The Cruise Season, and they were
the girl.
They kind of dug into her also as far as like following up with her, like that was cap what you were saying and all that kind of stuff. So they kind of put on the spot.
I gotta go look at the episode. You know what episode it was?
It wasn't too long.
No,
he
had it on just the other day, right?
It's been like a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah, he had her on the podcast.
Wait. Nah, Rob, did Rob really just say that?
Yeah.
So come up. You said
Rob really did just say that.
Pull up.
Let me pull out a full screen because I don't know what he's saying.
Pull up because I mean we gonna go all night. If
up.
Rob pull up, we go all night. You got Wes. If Wes is going, Wes and look, that's Obi-Wan and Luke Skywalker not agreeing on some shit. I'm ready to give Wes his red lightsaber because that's 2 weeks in a row. So
all he answers is I can pay for stuff. Oh, see, I know where Rob is. Okay.
Nah, man, this is why y'all need to throw that Sierra's prayer shit out the window. Because the men that the Sierra's prayer brings forth, you don't want. So throw that shit out the window. Stick to the hood dudes that you accustomed to. That's going to lead you on and play with your feelings and emotions. And like Colin said, man, he dodged the bullet. I'm happy for that dude. Now if he go on and deal with a white girl, they're going to be mad.
I was just about to say that.
But yeah, man.
Don't go chasing scientists. Please stick to the thugs and the pookies you used to.
That's the worst part, man, that you can't see, what a quality person is. And I mean, even in his, he only spoke for what, maybe 15, 17 seconds trying to, talk about himself. You don't really, what do you want him to say? I'm emotionally available. That's not something that I'm gonna, you can't display that, right? What do you want him to say? I love, taking long walks in the park.
Hey, this is a perfect example. This is a perfect example of what intimidated looked like. She was intimidated. Like that's what it was. She was intimidated, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, she was like, deuces. That's crazy.
She did that man a favor. Huge favor.
For sure. So every week, we are email questions. I don't know if Shane got an opportunity to jump in.
Did we go into the topic?
That was the topic. The video.
Oh, I meant like the title of the show.
I don't even know what the title of the show is. I'm in full
Do
screen.
black men want a perfect woman? Do y'all
Oh.
think women want a perfect man?
I always be thinking the titles are just like suggestions. I mean, but we probably are on a consensus that we don't want a perfect woman. I mean, you know, I am sure that none of us want somebody that's perfect, right? I mean, but we can try it, right? Shahid, are you looking for a perfect woman?
I don't believe in that. No.
So if you can, what percentage? I guess I'll ask you this way: if you found a woman that was what you needed, what percentage would you say on 1 to 100? Do you think that you would be able to get the best out of that particular woman? You know, were you looking for like 80%? You know, she gives you 80% of what you need, or 75, or what would you say?
So for me, I don't believe one person like it's not reality to believe one person can fulfill you. Um, but as like for example, my woman, she fulfills me to about 75%, and that's not in it to say she's missing in 25. It's just certain things a woman just can't give me in the partnership. You know what I mean? It's just like some things she'll never be able to understand because I'm a man. And she'll never, as much as she loves me, as much as she tries to relate to me, I'm a man. And it's some things that my boys that I grew up with from the sandbox that have been in the trenches with me are going to get that she'll never get. And I'm gonna bond with them on a higher level than I would with her in that particular space. This is why I champion dating within your race, because it's just certain, because once you go outside of that, you lose something. You lose that understanding, you lose that. So me personally, I don't believe any partner, it's some things your parents can't give you that your spouse is going to be able to give you. So I don't even look at like filling up that whole meter, but definitely it's got to be more than 50 for sure, because your partner is the person you're going to spend majority of your time with, that you're going to confide in the most, that you're going to depend on the most. So I say as long as it's roughly 65 to 80, I'm good, because I know how to fill those other areas that my partner won't be able to, and I don't expect them. I don't want that, because now when I get that complete fulfillment, I'm losing out in other relationships with other people and etc. Like, I'll never forget like my past relationship about 3-4 years ago. My ex, she was like, we didn't really laugh together. It wasn't because we didn't like each other's company or whatever. We just had the humor was different. Like, she found a lot of things funny that I didn't think was funny. I have a darker sense of humor. So for me, like when something dark could make me like, I'll fall out on the floor crying because it's so funny to me. And she never that would kind of hurt her feelings. Like when she found something funny, I just was like, yes, it's all right. I'm not, you know what I mean? I've seen funny or whatever. But I told her, like, one of my close friends he's the funniest person in the world to me. So if I need a laugh, I'll hit him up. I don't need you to be Mike Epps or Kevin Hart for me, because you fulfill me in so many other areas where I'm okay if you're not my stand-up comic. So I personally don't look for like the whole fulfillment. You know what I mean?
Wes?
I would say I need her to be perfect, but perfect for me. As I was listening to Shahid, but the last thing you said stuck out to me, and one of the things that's important for me is I need her to be my stand-up comic. But there's probably other areas I haven't considered that I don't need. It's not a necessity. So yeah, I'm with Shahid. I think for me it would be somewhere in the 75 to 85% that I need covered. but you know, I know that we all flawed, so um so I couldn't imagine expecting somebody to be perfect and to, you know, cover your every need, you know, at least not without some learning and some, you know, because that's it. Now I'll say this: if you start off 20, 75, 85, whatever, I do expect over time that we both reach a higher level of covering for one another in whatever areas it is that we need, as we kind of bond our lives together, merge our lives. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
All those things. Yeah, so both what Shahid and Wes said. Yeah, I want somebody who's perfect for me, and currently do that in my current relationship. My baby always tells me I'm perfect. I'm like, baby, I'm not perfect. I got flaws. Like, no, you're perfect for me, and vice versa. And then, yeah, somebody who can get on my program, somebody who's well, for me, somebody who can get on my program, somebody who's submissive, somebody who's not disrespectful about morals and principles. So it's just like, yeah, she's perfect for me. So I'm not going to add much more to that, but that was just spot on what the fella said. So yeah.
And you do expect some growth though, right? Over time, on both of your parts, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was going to ask. So a person that is perfect for you, can they be better for you?
So I think you actually get to that perfection by getting to know them. So yeah, because I've shared that with you. I was just like, as far as like, y'all know that our relationship is long distance. So every single month, it's just like, well, how we ask ourselves, how much stronger could this relationship possibly get? And it's proven every single month. It's just like, it just keeps getting better and better and better because we tackle new things. We have new discussions. We get to know other vulnerabilities that wasn't uncovered before. So it creates that space, just that safe space and things like that. So yeah, that percentage definitely increases or should increase over time.
Yeah, see, I think for me, I don't believe in perfect. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, because how do you measure something that we've never seen before? Like, how do you know? Like, some people have even called me a great athlete, but I've never been perfect. I've missed shots. I've had bad games. I've been really good, but how do I even know what a perfect anything is if I've never met that standard?
I just like to say for the record, I've been a perfect athlete. I continue to be a perfect athlete. I will die a perfect athlete.
But nah, man, for me, it's like, because I think once you could strive for perfection, most definitely. I agree with striving for perfection, but I think it's unrealistic to believe that it can be met, because once it's met, there's a stoppage point. And once there's a stoppage point, what comes next? You know what I mean? Like, so for me, I don't use words like perfect, because it's just like a fairy tale.
I like to say, for the record, I am a fairy tale.
Rob, we see that you're on location.
Yeah, just
what he want?
The question.
Y'all want me to answer that question too? I can answer that one too.
No, we want you to answer only that one.
Go ahead, either one. But this one to that one, all right, I'm gonna answer that one right now. I don't look for perfection. I don't believe that perfection would be the greatest answer in the first place, because there's zero fun in that. I believe that in the past we had community, so our relationships often involved everyone else that was in the community, and so slots that were missing could be filled by going out to visit your auntie, or going out to visit your family that was just down the street, or going out and visit your friend that's just down the street. And in that, like, if we're expecting people to be perfect, we're just setting ourselves up for failure. We're setting ourselves up to be let down, because no one is going to fit every gap that we have. And if we do find that person, like somebody just posted, it's probably going to be a boring relationship. You're going to have a lot of fun things that you do, but there's no room for any new adventures to me. So looking for perfection, it's not a thing. I would like, 70, 80%. I like to be entertained and I like to feel secure in my relationship. Those are the two things that really get me to be my best self. So that's my quick and easy answer.
So
what was this other foolishness you were talking about?
No.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Wes.
That's why he's here. That's why he showed up.
No, we're not on that. No.
No, we got to get some clarification on that.
Go ahead, Rob. Tell us why he was.
Hold on. Let's just do this. Rob, tell us about yourself.
Now he's gone.
There you go. There you go, Shaheed.
Now he's gone.
You scared him? He's intimidated by Shaheed's question.
No, I got a phone. I got a phone call. What was the question, Shaheed?
You can put your phone on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, we just gonna do it like this, Rob.
No, my daughter called me. So. Go ahead.
Tell us about yourself.
You got the whole screen, bruh.
Cut him off. He don't even know how to take his phone off mute. Get him out of here. Pineapples. He's not technology savvy. Pineapples.
Right.
Oh, gosh. I mean, he was fine just a minute ago, and then come on, Robert.
Pineapples. He's got no personality. Pineapples.
And 3. All right. Yep. He had his mic on the whole entire time. Then it gets him to Robert. Tell us about your things. Just technical issues, technical difficulties.
Yeah, I felt like I was talking to a brick wall.
He had nothing to say.
Yeah.
I don't think he knows himself. I think that's what really was going on. He doesn't know himself.
He knows nothing about himself.
He's such a point, Dexter.
He's not gonna get it. He's not gonna get it. So I don't look for perfection. I want to at least try to get 80% of what I need. If not get the majority, or more. I believe in the philosophy of the slight edge. I believe that if you try to get 1 to 10%, 1% better every day, get better tomorrow, get better today 1%, and then tomorrow get better, slightly better than you were the day before, because I don't think you can make massive jumps right in your character and your personality. But since Robert is here, I'm gonna cut my answer short so he can tell us about himself. He had
tell us
time
about
to think.
yourself.
Time to think.
So Shaheed, can you guys hear me good?
Yes. Tell us about yourself.
Oh, hey, so Shaheed, what is it you'd like to know about me? Would you like to know what it is I do for work, or you want to know what it is I do for fun?
No, we want you to just answer the question, sir.
Pineapples.
But I'm saying, look, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. You see, that's the whole point. He went directly into saying exactly what it is, giving his accolades, giving his awards. The same thing that you guys do not want to hear from a woman. A woman doesn't want to be sitting. Like, it feels good to get that comfort. And hold on, it feels good to get that comfort and to get that. Let me talk, bro. It feels good to get that comfort and to get that security. It does feel good. Women love that. But at the same time, nobody wants to sit at home and be inside of a boring relationship. And I agree with you guys on this. I think it was dumb of her to cut it off at that point. She could have been on her own. I think it was a dumb move. I agree with you guys on that. What I'm saying is, he also didn't display anything other than, hey, I can pay for shit. I can pay for shit. I read. I do karate. I do all these things that you're not into. But I can pay for shit, so I'm good there. I'm a fucking physicist or whatever he is. But that shit don't matter to her because she wants somebody who can take care of her, but also keep her entertained. Because that's a lot of times what women leave for is money or entertainment.
So that's the
that's my thought on that.
So that's the question she asked him. She could have asked follow-up questions and got to that, but
she could have. I agree, but that's the answer he gave. That's the answer he gave. Somebody, Chris, hold on, Chris. If you, Chris, If you, Chris, asked a woman, tell me about yourself, and that was her reply, is there a second and a third date? Or do you even want to follow up with
Rob.
questions? Hold on. I get the paradox that it's a man and a
answer
woman
your
that has the
question,
difference.
Robert.
I get that
Let me answer
paradox.
your question, Robert. So here's the thing. I'm not the boring person that's gonna ask, tell me about yourself, because I'm more intuitive than that. I'm not asking for you to tell me about yourself because I don't really care to ever ask that question. I just want to talk to you about a myriad of subjects. Here's
Right.
what she could have done. You know what? Tell me more about you being a pharmacist. Well, what made you want to get into that? That's how you get to know a person. You have to dig. She did not know how to qualify him. She didn't know how to properly vet. That's why she thought it was boring. That's not on that man. You men are linear. You ask me a question, I'm gonna give you an answer.
Don't women typically
Okay.
ask what a man does, and because they want to know
Oh,
how he can provide and where's that security coming from?
Absolutely.
this is
She didn't.
unbelievable.
She didn't ask him what does he do. She asked him to tell me about yourself. She didn't ask
So
him
Rob,
what you do.
But
Granted,
Colin is saying,
that's a part of it.
go ahead, Shahid.
is that not about? I do martial arts. I am intelligent. I am well traveled. Like that's not telling you. That's
That's
like
telling you about yourself.
she just couldn't comprehend. The one, he didn't say anything about paying for shit because
Nope.
he didn't lead with money. He led off
Woody?
with, "This is who I am. This is what I do. I'm traveled. I do this. I do that."
And this is what I'm passionate about.
She didn't even comprehend and take that.
Well, he didn't say anything. The only thing he said he was passionate about was martial arts, and that's the first thing he said is, "Oh, I did martial arts." That's the first thing he said. That was
talking about it.
That's not true.
that's the first
thing he talked about.
That's the first.
First thing he talked about was
That's the
reading
first thing. That's the.
martial arts.
But Rob, look,
He pulled
He
out
talked
a
about
book
martial
and
arts.
Martial arts.
you don't have to say this is what I'm passionate about. I could tell what he was
Right.
passionate about just off his how he presented. I knew what he was passionate
No,
about.
you can tell what he was raised or brought up to be. He might be passionate about being an actual citizen. You're right,
Wow.
but at the
Robert,
same time, he was raised to be a certain. Just like you can raise a kid to be a doctor. Chinese people do it all the time, right? They raise their kids to be a doctor, a pharmacist, or to own a store. So that's what they appear to be passionate about.
tell,
That's not because they know themselves. That's because that's what they were raised in.
But you can go ahead.
The difference, Rob. Those people that you're talking about, the Asians that get forced into being doctors and whatnot, you can tell that they were just forced into being that. I can tell he loves what he does. I can tell he's extremely passionate about that.
Matter of fact, Shahid, he even said that that when presented the opportunity, he was like, "Oh, well, why not?" So he chose that direction for himself.
and Robert,
He said,
Oh well, why not? Hardly describes of a passion. Oh well, why not is the same thing as like you want to go to this party. Oh well, why not?
But
like,
you're
it's not the same.
But the point of the matter is that if you ask a person about themselves, whatever comes out of their mouth, you should trust that that's what's important to them, that's what they're passionate about. Why would you think anything else? At some point, you gotta take what the man is saying and be able to decipher the information.
Robert,
She didn't
right here.
with the
I'm gonna tell you
information.
right here. I got the perfect reply to that. I got the perfect reply to that real fast though, because there was a time my first business that I did.
I gotta ask you, Robert, before you reply. I need you to watch your tone and get that inflection out of your voice.
We don't want you to
go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, but honestly, the first business that I did, it was a business that I knew how to make money in, but I was not passionate about. But if you ask me, it appeared that I was passionate about it. I was passionate business deals because the business deals were in 5-figure business deals, each one of them. But at the same time, I was not passionate about it. I hated it. I hated it.
Okay, so what's
but if you ask me what I did,
point though?
In this field, I do this. I done gave you my elevator pitch. My point is, your passion doesn't have to be what it is that you work in. So he can say that I'm an astrophysicist all he wants to. That might not be his. He might want to be a fucking phlebotomist. Like that might be his passion, working with blood or something.
Is this what I said?
But hold on, let me get because we getting off point. We getting off point anyway. Hold on, let me let this.
I believe you're just as poor of a people reader as she was, because the question was so simple. he didn't even know how to respond. He looked like, what this elementary ass question you're asking me? The first thing he said was, where do I start? What that means is I got so much shit going on right now. Let me figure out what I want to communicate to you. And he chose what's most important to him, and he communicated that to her.
No, he chose what he thought would impress her the most. He chose what he thought would impress her the most.
Rob.
This point, and to Shahid's point, really quickly, that's generally speaking. I think Shahid or Colin said that generally speaking, women want to know what it is that we do, how it is that we can provide. So even with that, he started with the place that he thought might be most relevant to her. If it's not what's relevant to her, then she should be able to communicate that. And that would make her the anomaly when it comes to women.
Here's why I don't think he started off with it. Because I think he had a good read on her, and he probably could tell she has no fucking clue what a neuroscientist or whatever he said. He has no clue what that is. So I don't think he was trying to impress her with that. He say, oh, she's going to love that I'm a neurologist or whatnot. He don't even know what that is. So, like, come on, man.
Okay, so let's give him that credit. Let's give him that credit that he is so smart that he reads her and says, she's not going to understand what the fuck I am, what the fuck I do. Well, then why is it that you're not telling her some things that, unless you're just not interested in her, that you're like, you know what, I like to travel and I've been to this and this places, and while I was there, this is what I did. This is what I do for enjoyment. He's telling her, I'm an ass. That's like saying, I'm a doctor, I drive a Lexus, I got a Bentley at the house, I got a big ass 4-vision. But he said he likes karate and he likes to read. That's it. Other than something that produces money and produces security, he says I like karate and I like to read. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't allow her to know that he can provide. Give more than that, more of your person. And she could have asked follow-up questions. I agree with that.
Should he have more? Should he have more hobbies or something? Is the number of hobbies that he has is that inadequate for you, Rob?
I have something. No, Robert, I have something for you because we're just going in circles. So, what was the proper way he should have responded to that question? Go ahead, Robert. You was just asked that question.
No, the only
answer.
He asked me back.
If he, yeah, that was the question that I would have said. What is it you would like to know? Would you like to know what I do, or would you like to know what it is that I do for fun, how I entertain myself?
Hold on.
Because that's gonna give me a.
Here comes the question. Hold on.
You're reading?
Yeah, I was actually reading. I ship out in a few days, so I was just reading The Art of Strategy.
Okay.
Yeah, so actually I'm a nuclear physicist.
All right, so what was the question? Because she was echoing.
She didn't ask you yet. But all she said was tell me about yourself.
And they did talk about leaving. And so he was talking about what he was leaving for.
Colin, keep playing it.
All right, hold on. Let me get
everybody mute up.
So yeah, everybody mute.
Everybody mute up.
You're reading?
Yeah, I was actually reading. I ship out in a few days, so I was just reading The Art of Strategy.
Okay.
The military?
Yeah, so actually I'm a nuclear physicist for the Navy.
No.
So I do that in a few days.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
How old are you?
I am 27. I look a little young. I'm not that young.
Yeah, you look young.
So where do you live?
So I'm actually in the Woodlands, Texas right now. Right down there by Houston. I'm about 30 minutes away from Houston. So I'm a little close.
Oh, nice. Okay, so tell me a little bit about yourself.
There you go, Robert. She just asked you. Go ahead, answer.
Her vetting is.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
That was her
No,
only
I need
question.
somebody to repeat the question because I didn't hear the thing at all. I didn't hear it at all.
She
So
said,
tell me a little bit
tell
about
me
yourself. That's all
I'm
she
gonna
asked. She
one
never
of
asked
y'all to
anything
repeat
else.
that, not all of y'all.
So tell me a
Keep in
little
mind
bit
the
That's the
about
first.
yourself.
Tell me about. My first response is, well, what is it you would like to know? Would you like to know what it is I do for work, or would you like to know what it is I do for fun? What we can do together for fun?
You sound nervous. That sounds nervous.
So
what do you want me to answer? What do you want me to say?
basically, what you're proving right there, Robert, is her question was vague. because she
sound
didn't
like-
she didn't provide all that context.
Her question
here's
is,
what I want to say.
I'm not denying. I'm not denying that, saying that her decision was based off of response.
But Rob,
Wait, before you
Here's
do
what you miss. Here's what everybody's missing. She
Wes,
is
this is how you
super
sounding to us.
impressed.
Robert
She
sounded you
is
like you
super
sounded to us.
impressed that this guy is going to the army and about to be a nuclear physicist. If you can go back to the clip where she was like, she said, is that military? Her response was,
she wasn't.
"Oh,
She was
Man,
intimidated.
where do I
That
start?
wasn't impressed. She was intimidated.
I mean, impressed, intimidated, the whole thing." She was like, "Oh, damn." She's like, "Bruh, you out of my league." And you could tell that it's not him. Her vetting is off. She has no idea how to properly vet. And when you're in a dating situation, if you're dealing with a person that will read you like a mortgage, well, tell me about yourself. How old are you? When were you born? When is your birthday? You're going to get linear questions because you're talking to a man. If you want a more broader perspective of questions, you literally have to ask open-ended questions, not questions that are just going to get boom, boom, boom. You're not having a conversation. You're not trying to connect.
So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, real quick, Colin, and I'm gonna end it on this. Here's the thing, Rob. You asked why didn't he do X, Y, and Z? Because he knows what he's doing. If you saw the book in his hand, it said The Art of Strategy, right? I don't know if you were here, but we showed that video clip earlier of the dating event where there was 100 women in a venue with no men there. He knows that's the situation he's in. So he knows he's a contestant on whatever this little game is. He's going to get what he wants.
Facts.
He just lost, not him.
And he won. To your point, Shahid, he won because his answer, what he won was the opportunity to not have to deal with her in his life. So whatever his response was garnered him what it is that he deserved, and it wasn't her.
The process of elimination. He just got closer to that woman that's for him.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
And then let me play this real quick too, because this dispels everything you're talking about, Robert, right here.
Why?
Because he literally didn't tell me any qualities about himself. He's just like, I made a 96 on this. I did this. And I feel like I did that at first too. But however, I need a man with some personality.
You felt that quick? You know you didn't have personality?
Yeah.
So even just with the host, she was just like, that quick, you was able to determine that? And it had nothing to do with that. It's just she was intimidated. So it's like even the host is just like, you haven't even gathered enough information. So it's like you determined that quick because you are the one that's asking him the question. You led with, so what do? He told you what he does.
And look,
follow-up question is, okay, so what do you do for hobbies? What do you do for fun? None of that came. It was just an automatic dismissal. Pineapples.
I gathered enough information from that 30, 45-second clip to I would forward my sister to him, women that I truly love and care about. He would be a respectable candidate that I would
definitely.
That I would say, hey, this dude right here, go deal with him. That's the dude you want right there.
Definitely. So this is what I'm saying. I'm not even saying that I disagree with you guys. I agree with you guys 100%.
You definitely can't disagree.
The question was.
You're on mute, Shan.
Hold on.
You're on mute.
I agree that. I'm telling where I agree and where I disagree, right? So I agree with you guys on that point. I agree that she jumped to the conclusion that he didn't have any personality outside of what it is that he gave her. But all I'm saying is she based her decision based off of that one question, based off of his response. He didn't give her, like she said, any personality, anything that was livening up the conversation. If anything, the conversation was somewhat dull. And that's the reason why she's like, you know what, I'm not feeling this. And a lot of times we often look for relationships.
It wasn't a conversation. What are you talking about? It wasn't a conversation. They asked him a question. That's not a conversation.
Hold on. You know but there's some people that we jump on the phone with.
She wanted goddamn tight. She wanted a fucking soldier boy to be up there like, oh shit, shawty, you know you look fine. Shit, I'm a rapper.
She probably wanted somebody to be impressed with her.
Like, oh yeah, I like that nigga.
She wanted somebody to showboat.
And
Yeah,
That's what you want.
what?
And that's what
You know,
all of them want.
Right.
That's what
But the
most
same,
you know
young
what?
women want today.
You know what else they want? They want him to
Poindexter.
actually
I'm
lead
somebody
the
no
conversation.
edge. You say what?
That's what I said earlier. She wanted a bad boy, and the problem is when you meet a guy that's intelligent, that's strategic, that speaks well spoken, and well traveled. You have to have a certain type of moxie in
Why are
order
we
to be
giving
in
him
the
credit for
conversation.
strategic?
Wait.
Why are we giving him credit for
Did
strategic?
you just say that man that's in the military had no edge? Niggas in the military.
A lot of people in the military no edge. As a matter of fact, that's the reason why a lot of people go to the military and become police officers, because they ain't got no edge.
Uh-oh. He's about to
Robert,
activate
are you also saying that the man is not strategic? Did I hear you say that?
He said
I said, why are we giving him credit for being strategic? Because he's reading about it. He might be strategic, but why are we giving him credit for it? There's nothing in that clip that shows that he was being strategic.
Because he's reading. Hold on. Let me address that. I'm not giving him credit because
you guys are crediting that.
I'm giving him
what he said. This is who he is.
About him being strategic because they offered him a position and he could have went any which way. You know what? This is an opportunity in the military. I'm 27. I'm young. Even if he did 10 years in the military, he can have 2 retirements. By the time he's 34, 38, he'll have 2 careers. I've seen it all the time.
He based that decision and he said it himself on sure, why not? Sure, why not? That was the reason why he did it. Sounds great.
Okay.
What are you supposed to base it on?
So you don't think that there was any more thought into it, other than you know what? This sounds.
Let me ask you this, businessman.
Let me ask you this, businessman.
Did you choose your business and say, you know what? I'm going to do this because sure, why not? Or did you do this because you know what? I believe in this. I'm passionate about it. I know I can make money in it. It's not a sure, why not?
Actually, yes, I did. I actually thought my business that I'm in, that I've built a 6-figure income from, 6-figure business income from, I actually thought it was a scam, and I said I'm gonna give it a try because I heard it was a business opportunity. I said, sure, why the fuck not? And for the last 6 months, I've made more this year than I made last year, and I lost 70% of my business last year.
All right,
Chris.
All right, so sure, why not? Sure, why not comes from a place. Sure. Right. Sure, why not often comes from a place of where there's no other option. Sure, why not? I gotta do this because I'm not going to lose either way. That's where sure, why not often comes from. You had a job. I get it. But you just bragged about the 6. I'm not saying brag. You just spoke about the 6-figure. You just spoke about the boosted income. You can have a job and say, you know what? That's my bottom.
You hate men, Robert Gottlieb.
Man, I'm not. I don't hate men whatsoever. Yeah.
You know what's really crazy, Robert?
Because he's practicing. Ain't no microphone there. He's just practicing to see what it look like.
Yeah. What's crazy, Robert, is that you're defending this woman.
Looks like you got a fly spot over his face. I'm not defending her. I've already told you guys. I agree with that she made a dumb decision. I've already told y'all that. What I'm saying is that her decision isn't just solely based on all his accolades that he like. We can't go out and say that a woman's supposed to want me because I have a business. A woman's supposed to want me because I have a house, I have a car, and that's what I'm supposed to tell this woman. And she's supposed to be like, you know what? I choose you. Nah, it takes a little bit more than that. It takes a little bit more just to say that I can financially take care of you. It takes a little bit.
That's literally how women choose men, Rob.
That's hypergamy.
That's literally how you guys. That's literally how you guys believe should choose their men based on their ability to take care of them.
Rob believes in love.
Let's just say, Rob,
you want to get married for love.
It don't matter, bro.
Let's say he got up there and had the greatest personality in the world, and then she asked him, "Well, what do you do for a living?" And he said, "I work at McDonald's." What do you think she was gonna do?
X-nay on the
same thing.
Boy,
same thing should have happened, but how come there can't be a balance? Is all I'm saying. Like, how come there can't be a balance? What you guys are saying is just because the dude he doesn't have to be balanced. Well, that's all I'm saying. Is he has no balance. I said Dexter. He has all the qualities to take care of someone, to have a successful household, to build legacy. He has all those qualities. But at the same time, it's gonna be like, well, shit. We have a great life, but I feel like something's missing. You know, there's that opportunity,
I'm glad I said
and that's where the opportunity. That's where the opportunity for entertaining ass Poo 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 and Ray Ray come up and say, you know what, let me entertain you.
It sounds like you're defending her with her whack ass questions.
I've already said that I'm not defending her. How many times do I have to say that before that's understood? I've already said that I don't agree that her question was thorough. I've already said that I don't. That I already said that I don't agree that she didn't. I agree that she should have been asking follow-up questions.
So what are you saying?
She didn't
So
give
what
his
are you
personality.
tell
I've
us
already
very
said that.
succinctly? So tell us very
I hope this
succinctly
audio comes
what
in.
it is
Look,
that you're saying.
I'm putting this on TikTok.
Hold on, Chris. So Rob, just tell us very succinctly, what are you saying?
I'm saying that we should not be so quick to tell women to choose their men just solely based on their ability to take care of them.
No.
Yes, that
Okay,
is
wait. But you're making an assumption that that's what we're saying. That's not what we're saying. Just tell me this, specifically concerning this situation and the guy. What are you saying about what are you saying here?
that what I'm saying is he didn't take his he didn't take the opportunity to give more descriptions about who he is versus what it is that he does.
Rob, you say that as if he's in a disadvantaged position though. He's not. He holds the card.
I say that with the assumption that he wanted to have a date with her. Otherwise, if he was being strategic, he would have already peeped it out when she was like, is that military? He would have peeped it out and been like, you know what? You're not on my level.
Not with her, Rob, not with her, with a woman from that platform, not with her.
For sure.
It wasn't about her. He's gonna get a date. Trust me, he's gonna get a date.
Oh yeah. He probably lined up right now.
So here's where I think we all will agree that he was one of the upper echelon men, right? I think we can agree with that, right? You see how quick she threw him out the window? Our position is women have no clue what they're doing. You just threw an upper echelon man to the side because you don't know how to properly communicate. Because you had an elementary conversation and you just threw an upper echelon man out the window and they're hard to come by. That's like
I agree with all of that.
Like me being a car collector and I want a specific car, but this one and the car presents itself to me and I'm like, yeah, but it got a flat tire. So I'm a wait until 5,000 other cars come out. Like that's what she did. Yeah, I don't know, man.
I agree that that's what she did. She didn't. I don't know. I don't want to use an analogy because I feel like it's just gonna lessen it. But that's essentially what she did. She threw away something that's phenomenal on the outside. But then you have to think, I have to live with this person.
And you have
if it works out that long.
She threw away something that's phenomenal, but like that's crazy.
That's like saying
I've thrown away things that are phenomenal because I know I have to live with
Jordan on my team, but I didn't want to keep him. I went out and got Kukoc, and I got Jordan on my team.
And so herein lies the issue. Herein lies the issue with women.
Stop getting hit with the damn guitars.
Process in men. They have a very poor selection process in men. What they care about is the shiny things. They care about the shiny things. They care about the fucking flashy shit and the depth. And so stop.
He gave her shiny. That's what he told her she can have.
Stop talking about this personality and stop talking about character and integrity that black women is always asking about and always claiming and shit that they want. Because when the shit hits, when it shows up at your front door, if it's not flashy enough, if it doesn't, stop asking for a Volvo. If really all you want is a Ferrari, you don't give a fuck if the Ferrari is safe. You don't care if it's reliable. You don't care if it's a gas guzzler. You don't give a fuck if it's comfortable. All you care about is that it's flashy on the outside, and you don't give a shit about the rest of the stuff that actually should matter, that'll take you into a long-term relationship. And that's what Shahid is saying. Women and their selection process is off. Robert, you claim that this dude is a phenomenal guy based on his labels, but he's boring. You call him a Poindexter. You said he really doesn't know himself and all that kind of stuff. And based on his response to that question of tell me about yourself, it came off really mundane and dull. Fine. She didn't even give it. For all we know, that motherfucker likes to skydive, travel the world, laugh, tell jokes, flip, and have all kind of fun that'll take her into a lifetime of fucking enjoyment. But you can't find that out in 2 minutes. I'm gonna first let you know the things that matter. So before I go, because I gotta run, there's two things that everybody have to realize here. One, there was a study done, because I'm reading a book right now called the Book of Obsidian, the ladies edition, and he explains in there. There's a study done recently where all things equal to men, all things being equal, looks, 6 foot tall, big dick, straight teeth, great credit, 6-pack, all that. If the guy on the left is a little bit edgier, little gangster, little thuggy, and the guy on the right is really corny and straight and kind of like narrow, black women is going to pick the thug, because there's something that's wired in black women today, modern black women, that they want to run to the bad boy. That's what happens. I don't know why. We can't really figure it out. And it doesn't necessarily make sense, but that's just what happens. And so there's a I forget the name of it. There's a dating site, there's a dating specialist who says all of our white clients, they care about character. Can a man provide? Can a man, is he nice? Is he going to be good for the long term? And then looks come last. All of our white, Asian, and Hispanic clients care about that. The black women, our black clients, they want to know what he fucking looks like. They want to know how if he's in this case a fun guy, and then and only then are they looking to see if his qualifications and on long term meaningful shit matter. They care about how he looks before they find out if he's worthy of being with for fucking 40 years. Whereas all the other people are different. This young girl is a perfect personified of what is part and parcel of the problem with our dating and mating spaces in America today. Young black women in their 20s want flashy shit, and they don't care if the guy ain't worth a fuck. They don't care if he calls her back. They don't care if he checks in on her. They don't care if he invests in her. They don't care if he loves her or wants her to do well. All they care about is that they chase the bad boys, the ones that don't give a damn about them, and they ignore the ones that actually care. That's what happens when they're young. The flip side of that is when they get older, and then they realize that everything that they ignored when they were younger, they want now when they're older. The problem with that is they're older and they're used up.
It's too late.
And they've aged out of the game. And now they're not as vibrant. Bodies are a little bit softer. They're not as, they're not in their prime in terms of beauty is concerned. But now they kind of wised up. They kind of wised up. And
he said, say they're damaged goods.
They just damaged goods.
Yeah,
that's just what it is.
So what happens is they get older and they're saying, damn, now it makes sense to me why I should have been paying attention to that guy, the nuclear fucking physicist, when I was 24 and he was 27. I should have paid attention to that now. Instead, I chased Pookie. I chased the rapper. I chased the flashy dude who was always traveling and always making it seem to have fun. I went after him. He fucked me over. I caught a couple babies from a couple of them, right? Because I got 2-3 baby daddies. And if you didn't get a baby daddy, my body count is skyrocketed. I done fucked 100 of them. And so now I'm all worn out, picked up a disease or some shit like that because he was out fucking everybody. Now I want Poindexter. The problem is Poindexter don't want you because this kid right here, 27, 10 years, he'll be 37. You think he's impressive now? You think that 27-year-old boy who's just shipping out to go become a fucking nuclear physicist is impressive now as he reads in his leisure time, the books that he's reading? Can you imagine where he's going to be? Do you think by any stretch of your imagination he's going to want that 24-year-old girl when she's 34 and he's 27? Hell no. He's going to be like, I don't want to fuck with you. Why would I do that when I could go check for another 24-year-old? We have to somehow get our shit together. And I don't know that. See, Chris wrote a book called what's the name of the book? The Art of Vetting. Yeah, the Ultimate Vetting Guide. This book needs to be it needs to be a curriculum. It needs to be part of the it needs to go out to all the high school young girls so they can get their shit together so they can start picking better before they turn around and do the same thing that they mama did. But the only person that's talking about it is black men. Because when we ask the black women who's older to please tell the young black girls your mistakes, they act like they don't have no mistakes. None of them made any mistakes. They're all good. Girl, live your best life. Hot girl summer. Have fun. No, you two don't do that too early. You don't be like me. Don't make a mistake and all that kind of shit. And then they're just leading them. It's almost like a Pied Piper leading them down a path of failure and misery all over again. And so the problem I have with this video is not so much that girl. The problem I have with this video is that girl is like so many others. They won't admit it. Everybody claims to want integrity and personality, but the numbers don't show that. The numbers bear out that the ladies only want flashy motherfuckers who look like they with a Gucci belt and look like they got it popping in the VIP at the nightclubs. That's all they care about. They don't care about anything that actually matters, and it's contagious. And I wish we could figure out the way to stop this virus. But I don't have the answer to that. All I can do is try to help the young guy.
All right, Wes, stand by, please. Go ahead, Robert.
Go ahead, Wes. Go ahead and smack it with the red doggone thing.
Okay,
that's what we're talking about.
Wes, the motion you need to do is go from right to left on my cue. 3, 2, 1. Now swing it. Bam, gone.
Hey,
thank you all for coming tonight.
So what's crazy is, and I'm gonna close. This will be my closing statement because I think we're about to close out. But
yeah, I gotta go.
Like we say things like, aren't men more than what they do for work and yada yada yada. But what makes a man is his purpose and what he can achieve in life. Not so much the jobs and whatnot, but it's as a man, you're supposed to keep going. You're supposed to keep building. You're supposed to go step after step, lay brick after brick. No woman cares about, he got a personality, but what have you done? What have you left behind? What have you accomplished? That's the mark of a man. When we talk about men, we always talk about what? Leaving a legacy. We don't talk about, was he funny? What was his personality like? That's the shit when you dead and gone and they eulogizing you at your funeral, they talk about that it just as a side shit. The thing that's gonna get talked about is the mark that you left, the impact that you had. So all this now, all of a sudden, men are supposed to be more than what they do, and y'all like that's bullshit.
Because personality is what got us in the predicament now. Don't nobody know the personality of Henry Ford. Nobody knows the personality of fucking George Washington. Nobody knows the personality of Abraham Lincoln. We don't know how funny they were, if they played with their kids and talked to their wives and listened to their problems. We don't know that shit. We know the impact that they put on society. We know the impact that we don't know how Coretta Scott King and Martin Luther King frolicked around in the bedroom at their house.
You know
what matters?
But that's the thing, though, is every man's legacy isn't supposed to be greatness. Some men's legacy is supposed to touch the person that ends up being great. Some men's legacy is to teach a young one to be great, and sometimes it takes a little bit more than their greatness. I got to step out. I just wanted to step in.
And that has nothing to do with personality, Rob. Have a good one, though. But look, so
I got to step out, Chris. Get that fly spot off your face.
Imagine, like,
go ahead. I got to step out. Go ahead. I'll hear you though.
Like Shan just said, imagine if men like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X said, you know what, I'm going to sacrifice this and I'm going to spend some time with the kids today. I'm going to stay home and work on this and work on that. No, they made sacrifices to be where they were and become who they are, because that's why we love them. I never hear a story about how great of a husband, if we really get into it, you hear a lot of different things about Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all these great men.
I was going to say he frolicked in a few bedrooms.
If we really want to get into
digress.
It, but we don't talk about that because of the things that they've achieved.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like that all that shit sound good, or what a man is supposed, like that shit is bullshit.
And yes, men can be and it's to answer the question. Yes, men can be more than their work, right? So when we talk about who we are we just our work? No, we're more than our work. But to Shahid's point, when a man passes away, you'll talk about his kids, right? You'll talk about what he's leaving, but when you talk about the man himself, you literally will understand who he is by what he left. You understand Martin Luther King because of who he is, because of what he left, the legacy that he left. And I'll land there. I don't think we need to belabor the point. We've mulled it over, right? We've said it. We've said it, a million times. That we as men go out and we do things, and it's actually, I said it on my Instagram. Asking a man what he does for a living is the exact same question as asking a woman what she brings to the table. Women want to know, and this is the question that the lady was asking, what value, when she said, well, tell me about yourself. She says, she really wants to know, what value can you bring to me to enhance my life? That's the question that she was asking, and he answered it greatly. With that being said, any last comments? Other than that, we can throw the music up.
Yeah, I want to say one more thing to Robert. Robert.
I had to grab anything red in my place and start swinging it around so I can get a feel for what this is like. I like this. This shit is good. This feels nice.
Hey, Wes, that is exactly how you sound to us sometimes.
Bruh said, no, it's his fault. I'm like, nigga, what? She asked a boring question. Like,
so
he can't control.
Well, I'm a fucking nuclear physicist. I'm a fucking martial artist. I read intellectual shit in my leisure. I just passed. I got a 96 out of 100 on the pass test. I look young.
That you can only get damn near perfect score on.
Yeah. I'm fucking 27 years old. I look younger than and at 27, look at me. Chick. And she said pineapple. She said pineapple because
he was too much for her.
He didn't tell me anything about himself. And I get it. I understand. See, the thing is, I'm not even surprised. The thing is, this was a surprise because it was documented. It was documented in real time what far too many young women think like. And they're conditioned to think like that, man. Because the reality is, when you think about your class that you graduated, who got class clown, who was the funny nigga in the class all the time, they got all the girls. But if you look at them today, they're nowhere near that quiet little meek introvert that sat in the back of the class. That dude runs the company today. Women ignore him.
More than likely, if they're in the same town, they might work for the dude.
Yeah. So ladies ignore him all through high school. They ignored him all through college. They didn't pay no black women particularly. Ignored him all through college. They didn't like. He wasn't a cool nigga. He didn't wear the flashy clothes and have the best. Didn't have a cool backpack. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have a fly haircut in the new J's. He didn't have none of that. All the guys that had all of that got all the girls, right? Personality. Guys with the personality and the flash and flair got all the girls. The shit that matters was ignored. And there's generally no father around to make sure that she's got it the right way. Hey, I know you like that flashy shit, but that nigga ain't gonna be worth a fuck in 20 years. You need to pay attention to that kid over there that's not saying nothing. What's up with him? I keep telling people we need to run who our daughters date through us. Run it through us, because I'm going to show you. I know you like that dude. He's cool. But he ain't going to be worth a goddamn. But that's who they chase after, man, time and time again. And the older mothers, because they're living vicariously through their daughters, they're upset that they missed out. They're giving these women the wrong messages, man. And it's happening far too often. And I don't know when we're going to fix it.
This reminds me of, how you always hear about, you see the clips of like the nerdy black boy in school, and he's always saying like, well, the black girls didn't like me growing up. This reminds me of that, exactly of that.
The black girls didn't like me when I was growing up. They
Last
didn't
10
like me when I was
seconds.
in school.
I like red shit.
Rob gonna say I'm just in town.